फ्रेंड्स, मैं आपका दोस्त डॉक्टर सजाद वानी। आज के हमारे इस वीडियो का टॉपिक है द प्रीएम्बल टू द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया। ये टॉपिक बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है बिकॉज यूपीएससी केएस एंड जेके एसएसबी के एग्जाम्स में इस टॉपिक पे क्वेश्चंस आते रहते हैं। सो दिस इज अनदर वीडियो ऑन इंडियन पॉलिटी। आगे चलेंगे। प्रीएम्बल होता क्या है? प्रीएम्बल इज द समरी और इसेंस ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन। प्रीएम्बल कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का कर्नल होता है। इट इज़ द जिस्ट ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, इट इज़ द कोर ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, या मैं कह सकता हूँ इट इज़ द सेंट्रल थीम ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन। तो दुनिया में सबसे पहला कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन जो था विच हैड द preamble at its start was the American Constitution. So the American Constitution, it was the first constitution to begin with the preamble. ये आपको याद रखना है। आगे चलेंगे। The preamble to the Constitution of India, it is based on the Objectives Resolution. ये Objectives Resolution है क्या? This was a resolution which was moved by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru in the Constituent Assembly, and this resolution it laid the very foundation of the fundamentals and philosophy of the constitutional structure. इस रेजोल्यूशन में 8 पॉइंट्स थे, दैट्स वाई इट इज आल्सो नोन एज 8 पॉइंट्स रेजोल्यूशन। सो 8 पॉइंट्स रेजोल्यूशन और ऑब्जेक्टिव्स रेजोल्यूशन, इट वाज मूव्ड एंड इट वाज इन फैक्ट ड्राफ्टेड बाय द मेंबर ऑफ कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली जिसका नाम है जवाहरलाल नेहरू, and he moved it on 13th of December 1946. ये तो आपको पता ही होगा। on 9th December 1946 the Constituent Assembly held its first meeting. तो Objectives Resolution it was moved on 13th December 1946. उसके बाद आपको याद रखना है दिस ऑब्जेक्टिव्स रेजोल्यूशन और 8 पॉइंट्स रेजोल्यूशन इट वाज अडॉप्टेड बाय द कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली ऑन 22nd January 1947, and this objectives resolution in its modified form it became the preamble to the Constitution of India. This point you must remember. हम आगे चलेंगे। द preamble in its present form reads as We the people of India. This is the start of the preamble. We start with the phrase We the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign socialist secular democratic republic. यहाँ पे ये याद रखना है that it is we the people of India who resolved to constitute India as सोवरीन सोशलिस्ट सेक्युलर डेमोक्रेटिक रिपब्लिक। एग्जाम्स में क्या आता है? एग्जाम्स में इन 5 वर्ड्स का ऑर्डर आता है। द करेक्ट ऑर्डर ऑफ दीज 5 वर्ड्स इज द सोवरीन सोशलिस्ट सेक्युलर डेमोक्रेटिक रिपब्लिक। ये पॉइंट याद रखना। और एक पॉइंट यहाँ पे याद रखना है दैट in the original preamble we had the words sovereign, democratic and republic, while these two words socialist and secular they were added later on. वो मैं आपको आगे बताऊंगा। सो यहाँ पे इनका ऑर्डर याद रखना है। एक्चुअली जो 3 वर्ड्स थे सोवरीन डेमोक्रेटिक रिपब्लिक वो याद रखने हैं, एंड द न्यू वर्ड्स एडिड वो याद रखने हैं। एंड टू सिक्योर टू ऑल इट्स सिटीजन्स justice, liberty, equality and fraternity, these are the 4 ideals which have been mentioned in the preamble. कभी इस पे भी क्वेश्चन आता है what are the 4 ideals. इन पे क्वेश्चन आ सकते हैं। पहला आइडियल है जस्टिस। दिस आइडियल ऑफ जस्टिस हैज बीन डिराइव्ड फ्रॉम द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ यूएसएसआर। इसको आप यहीं पे याद रखेंगे। देयर आर 3 टाइप्स ऑफ जस्टिस। वन इज द सोशल, सेकंड वन इज इकोनॉमिक एंड द थर्ड वन इज पॉलिटिकल जस्टिस। उसके बाद लिबर्टी ऑफ thought, expression, belief, faith and worship. This ideal of liberty, equality and fraternity, these 3 ideals have been derived from the Constitution of France. यहीं पे आप याद रखेंगे। उसके बाद equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of individual. Fraternity में 2 पॉइंट्स हैं, dignity of individual and the unity and integrity of nation. यहाँ पे ये याद रखना है that in original preamble we had the word unity of the nation, and this term, this conjunction and this word integrity they have been added later on. So यहाँ पे आप देखेंगे the word socialist, secular and integrity, they are actually 4 words. 3 वर्ड्स आपको याद रखने हैं, सोशलिस्ट, सेक्युलर एंड इंटेग्रिटी, और आपको ये भी याद रखना है दिस एंड इट वाज आल्सो एडेड टू द प्रेम्बल. So in our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, ये डेट आपको याद रखना है. The date mentioned in the preamble of the Constitution of India is 26th day of November 1949. इस दिन क्या हुआ था? We do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this Constitution. This is the date of adoption of the Constitution. So, what is the date of adoption of the Constitution? It is 26th day of November 1949. Is दिन the Constitution of India that was adopted. आगे चलेंगे. There are 4 components of preamble. Preamble gives us 4 types of information जो आपको याद रखनी है. Number 1, source of authority of the Constitution. हमारे Constitution का जो सोर्स ऑफ अथॉरिटी है वो क्या है? इट इज़ द पीपल ऑफ इंडिया, क्योंकि आपने देखा प्रीएम्बल स्टार्ट्स विद वी द पीपल ऑफ इंडिया. सो इट इज़ द पीपल ऑफ इंडिया हु आर द सोर्स ऑफ अथॉरिटी ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. हमारी कंट्री में कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इज सोवरीन, बट द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन itself derives its authority from the people. Second, nature of Indian state. Indian polity, it is sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic and republican type of polity. हर एक वर्ड को हम एक सेपरेट वीडियो में डिस्कस करेंगे. यहाँ पे आप बस इतना याद रखेंगे that the nature of Indian polity is that India is sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic and republic. इसके बाद the third point is objectives of the constitution or the ideals enshrined in the constitution. There are 4 ideals. One is the justice, second is liberty, third is equality and the fourth one is fraternity. जैसा कि मैंने पहले बोला, the ideal of justice has been derived from the constitution of USSR and the rest 3, liberty, equality and fraternity, they have been derived from the constitution of France. And the last one is date of adoption of the constitution. The date of adoption of the constitution is 26th day of November 1949. ये डेट आपको याद रखना है. What does the date of adoption means? इस दिन एक्चुअली हुआ क्या था? On 26th November 1949, the Constitution of India, it was adopted and it was enacted. Means the motion on the draft constitution was declared as passed on 26th November 1949. So जो constitution का draft हमने मूव किया, the motion on the draft constitution was moved and it was finally declared to be passed on 26th November 1949, and on the same date the preamble it was also enacted. ये याद रखना है. The Constitution of India it was enacted first and उसके बाद the preamble was enacted on 26th November 1949. और ये डेट आपको इसलिए भी याद रखना है because some of the provisions of the Indian Constitution pertaining to citizenship, elections and provisional parliament and some temporary and transitional provisions, they all came into force on this very date, that is 26th November 1949. ये point बहुत important है because usually we say that the Constitution came into force on 26th January 1950. That means 1 month after this date. लेकिन यहाँ पे ये याद रखना है that some of the provisions of the Constitution they came into effect on even 26th of November 1949. जैसा कि मैंने बोला, citizenship, elections, provisional parliament, temporary and transitional provisions and short title contained in certain articles. These provisions came into effect were enforced on 26 November 1949. Yes, the rest of the Constitution, that is the major part of the Constitution that came into force on 26th January 1950, which is celebrated as the date of its commencement. That means the date of commencement of the Constitution. There are some quotes about the preamble. Sir A.K. Iyer, he says that the preamble to our Constitution expresses what we had thought or dreamed so long. What we had thought or dreamt so long, क्योंकि आप जब preamble के words देखते हैं, with the people of India having solemnly resolved, it is what we resolved, we dreamt about. So Sir A.K. Iyer says that the preamble to our constitution expresses what we had thought or dreamt so long. उसके बाद Sir Ernest Barker वो कहते हैं that the preamble is the keynote to the constitution. और वो हमारे preamble से इतना impress हुए थे that he starts his book Principles of Social and Political Theory with the preamble to the Constitution of India. उसके बाद the famous jurist N.A. Palkhiwala, he says that the preamble to Indian Constitution is the identity card of the Constitution. So N.A. Palkhiwala says that preamble is the identity card of the Constitution. So whether the preamble is a part of the Constitution or not, earlier in the Birubari case, the Supreme Court opined that preamble is not the part of the Constitution. But later in Keshavananda Bharati case 1973, Supreme Court held that the earlier opinion was wrong and preamble is a part of the Constitution. So Supreme Court in Keshavananda Bharati case for the first time declared that preamble is a part of the Constitution, and it reaffirmed this decision in LIC of India case 1995 by ruling that preamble is an integral part of the Constitution. So the fact stands that preamble is a part of the Constitution. उसके बाद enactment of the preamble, जैसा कि मैंने अभी बोला, the preamble was enacted by the Constituent Assembly on 26th November 1949 after the rest of the Constitution was already enacted. आगे चलेंगे. Preamble, it is a non-justiciable part of the Constitution. The preamble, it is neither the source of power to legislature nor a prohibition upon the powers of the legislature. ये आपको याद रखना है. And it is non-justiciable. That means its provisions are not enforceable in the courts of law. उसके बाद amendability of the preamble, जैसा कि मैंने अभी बोला, since in Keshavananda Bharati case, Supreme Court ruled that preamble is a part of the Constitution. So in the same case, Supreme Court held that because preamble is a part of the Constitution, it can also be amended. But like the restriction of doctrine of basic structure on the powers of Parliament to amend the Constitution, the same restriction applies here. That means the preamble can be amended subject to the condition that no amendment is done to the basic features. इस पे मैंने एक separate video बनाया है, वो आप देख सकते हैं. The preamble has been amended only once. ये आपको याद रखना है. By the 42nd Constitution Amendment Act of 1976, इस amendment को हम कहते हैं the mini constitution because it was a vast amendment and it modified a major portion of the Constitution of India. And this amendment, it added 3 words, actually 4 words, जैसा कि मैंने अभी बोला. The word socialist, the word secular, the word integrity, and the word and, which is a conjunction which unites union with integrity. So these words were added to the preamble of the Constitution of India. So this is it. This is a video about preamble to the Constitution of India. अगर आपको कोई queries हैं, you can mail me on sajadwani657@gmail. You can visit my Facebook page Genesis Academy. You can visit my Facebook profile Sajadwani, Instagram Dr. Sajadwani, and you can subscribe my YouTube channel Genesis Academy by Dr. Sajadwani. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day.